Alrighty. Hello, and welcome everybody to the yet unnamed podcast. It's where I sit down and chat with some super interesting friends of mine, and we all get to know them a little bit better. Today, we are talking with one of the most notable people in the Marvel Crisis Protocol community. He is a four-time lunch meat champion, a two-time TTS bracket winner. He was formerly the top-rated player on Lang Shakes overall, and is currently the highest rated player for the Midnight Suns and Convocation affiliations on Lunchix. It is my good buddy Schmid. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing
Honored to
good.
be on the first episode. You're going to start off really high, and it's just all downhill from here. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think this is a good thing.
yeah. That's great. Okay, all right, Schmid. We're gonna start off with the way we start off every single all of our interviews with a little icebreaker, and that is, I would like to know what's the best meal you had this week.
The best meal I have this week. Well, I just cooked some orange chicken,
Ooh.
homemade for the first time, and it was pretty good. I'll say that was the best meal I had.
We did talk about this yesterday. So did it end up impressing the wife?
I didn't make it yesterday. I made it today, and she went on a work trip, so it was just me eating it.
Damn.
I know, but I tested it for her, so I will make it for her in the future. But I did eat way too much of it, so I'm feeling it right now. But I'm
Oh,
good.
I see, I see,
I'm
I
good.
see. Is did the kid enjoy it?
No, he didn't want the sauce, so he ate rice and the nuggets by themselves. He
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
appreciate a good. He's only 4. He doesn't
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate a good spicy orange chicken sauce.
yeah. Not yet, not yet. Okay, all right. So let's get into the a little juicier questions. So, first question is, where are you from, Schmid? And
I'm from. Oh,
what's your background that you're like comfortable sharing online?
oh, so not just my MCP background.
Yeah.
You want the good stuff.
We wanna get down in the dirt.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much out there that you can't figure out, right? I'm from Maryland, so USA, Maryland. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
much grew up here. I'm what, 37 now? I got 3 brothers, and I'm an actuary, so I do math for health insurance. Don't really want to get into the politics of health insurance, but they pay me enough money to do math
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm happy doing it.
Yeah, we've all been there. Right now, I'm in school to be a mechanical engineer, and I'm having to ask myself a lot of hard questions right now about like what companies I will and will not work for, and it's not fun.
Mine
So
is just whoever writes me a big enough check. So I've sold my soul to the world. But you know what? It's all good. So I do a
yeah,
lot of math all day, talk a lot on Discord all day, as many people probably listening to this know. But yeah, that's basically my background. I mean, my non-gaming background,
okay,
which I
yes,
think, going right into the gaming background, which is probably what people want to know about. And I was actually thinking about this earlier before this interview, and so it's actually been almost over 20 years. It's been 20 years since my first big tournament. So when I was like 17, I went to a grand tournament, or 16, a grand tournament. Back in the GW days, parents had to drive me to the convention center and all that with my brothers and friends.
and what exactly
Um,
is GW now?
GW's Games Workshop. So I played Warhammer when I first started.
Ah, okay, got
And I
it.
really started Warhammer when I was like 12 or something, but I didn't play in big tournaments till later on. So yeah, I've been playing war games for competitively for at least 20 years. I mean, I won my first big tournament when I was in 2009, I believe. So, it's been 16 years of since then. And I played fantasy, multiple editions of it, like 4 or 5 editions of fantasy. I played Malifaux. Uh, I've dabbled in other games, like I know enough about Kings of War and some other stuff to be dangerous, a little Guild Ball, but from a competitive standpoint, Warhammer and Malifaux and now MCP, obviously. Just for an accolade section, even though it's braggy, but someone's got to say it. I did so like there's WTC equivalents of MCP, which is like the big team event over in England,
Oh,
or I guess
really? There,
I've
that.
done it.
Sorry,
I've
go
done
ahead.
it like 7 times for the USA, for 6 for Warhammer and 1 for Malifaux.
Wow. And how long
So,
ago? How long ago was this? The Malifaux WTC?
uh, Jesus, I want to. Oh, I don't even know. I want to say it was like in the mid 2010s. So it's
Wow,
probably
wow.
like 7 years ago. I went
So
at
you
least.
you really have been in like the high competitive seed for quite some time now.
Yeah, I mean, I was yeah. For however high you think I am in MCP, I was higher or that high in Warhammer and Malifaux. So
Um,
like
okay,
I've,
so
I've
sorry, go ahead.
done it all.
So my next question is what made you want to switch? What made you stop Warhammer, go to Malifaux, and then stop Malifaux and go to Warhammer?
So the edition changes. So when it went to Age of Sigmar, we stopped, and when my friend group wanted to find another game, so another one, somebody played Malifaux. We started playing that and really enjoyed it. Played that for a couple years. The edition changed for that. We weren't like the biggest fan of it. Then I went back to Warhammer for a little bit, and then I was playing. It was like fan made Warhammer. It wasn't made by GW anymore. It was like based off of it, very heavily like I won't say homebrewy, but it had a decent scene, and it just got too small. And playing a 4 hour Warhammer game with like a newborn was very difficult. And so I had some friends playing Marvel, Gurn and stuff, who you know the Meatman,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
and it had a great TTS mod. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for TTS and the great mod that everyone works on, I wouldn't play MCP. Like just because of I need to be able to play it like without going to a game store all the time, and the community online is great, and obviously having tournaments like Squad Goals and Second Wind are fantastic to be able to go to. But just given my life situation right now, it's much easier to play a game or two on TTS and a lunch meet every week than trying to go out to a game store. So I think the TTS mod is really what keeps MCP playing for me. But it's really been addition changes and just wanting like not like a change of pace, but like a little bit. It's fun to learn new games and kind of have that new uh, I don't know, the naive era of it until you
Mm-hmm.
finally know all
Mm-hmm.
the secrets, and then like you can be an old grumpy man about the game.
So it was nothing to do with like, oh, this game's much better. Gonna switch to that. It was
Uh,
mostly that it was the game is now changed, and so I'm gonna learn something new. So I might as well learn a new game.
yeah, that I think that's fair. Wanting a different change, not liking where the edition was. I mean, they're all different games. Malifaux, Warhammer, MCP all have pluses and minuses in my opinion. And if you put like, I mean, I played Warhammer the longest. I think Malifaux at the time was like the biggest like I think that was probably like the prime for me. Again, it's not a knock on MCP, but just given like where I was in life and how deep I was in the Malifaux, that was probably like the prime game for me. But it was different, right? It took
Hmm.
longer. It was way more, not way more intensive. I don't think MCP is as easy as people like to say. Some people like to say it is.
Who says that
Um,
MCP is easy?
there's people who I think they're, let's just get right into the grid of it. And, I think there's people out there who act like it's very simple and all the lines are simple, and there's people who do, and they're usually like better players. I don't think they're the best players, but some of the people who are like highest tier but not the best kind of say it, and it does bother me a little bit because I feel like there's a lot of deep things that people just miss, and they don't
Yeah,
like if you don't know, you don't know, right? If you don't see it and you can't see it, then you don't know it's there. And I sure it might not be like super 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 deep, but I think it's more complicated and more niche little things you can do better than people realize.
interesting. That is
But I do
so
think Malifaux
surprising.
was harder. Like it all in, it just had a lot more moving parts. But I like MCP a lot. I don't want to. I'm not here to compare games. I liked
Mm.
Malifaux at the time. I really love playing MCP.
I
Um,
I just find it very interesting because there's I think a majority of people this is MCP is like their second if not third war game that they've ever played. For me personally, it's my first, but I'm in the minority, and so it's
you
very
know what?
interesting to me to hear
That's
like
interesting that you brought it up because I feel like I felt the other way. You know,
really.
I feel like
Oh,
there's more people who I know who this is their first like major game than the other way around. Like
Wow, I
in
had no idea. Okay, I mean, it
because
does make sense because Marvel's a huger draw than, and there's a lot more stigma with these other games that have been around for a long time. So I
I
get
don't
it
want
kind
to,
of, yeah.
and I don't want to speak for all the Meatmen because I don't know 100%, but I feel like Nobility, Curtis, and maybe Ron, this was all their first war game.
Really?
I know
No, 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 no.
Curtis for
I
sure
don't.
it was, and I'm pretty sure Nobility for sure it was.
Ron,
So
I'm pretty sure because I just talked to him just the other day. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure this is
yeah,
not
I'm
his
pretty sure
first.
those three is their first, and not
Okay.
that maybe it's just because the people I talk to the most, it is their first, or some of the people I talk to the most, it's their first. But it felt like you said, Marvel's such a predominant IP and name that like you do get those people who likes comics, who likes the video games, who
Mm-hmm.
likes the
Mm-hmm.
movies to play it. Like right, if you're not a miniature gamer, you're probably not playing Warhammer, right? And you
Right.
might, but it doesn't have the same draw, right? You're not randomly gonna walk off the street like if you're not semi into it.
It's quite intimidating, if I'm honest. Like I, when I went to the game store, in order to like first, my motive was to get into a game like this, and I remember walking down the aisles of all the Warhammer stuff, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's so much.
Yeah, actually, now that how did you get into this?
I mean, basically, it was that I had just gotten out of the Navy. There were, I think, it was like 4 or 5 months between me getting out of the Navy and school starting, so I had just like an F load of time to burn.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm in my 30s. It's time to do it up with some miniature games, baby. I'm leaving it into it. And so I went to the store, and I was lucky enough that there were some locals there that were playing game MCP. It was they were playing Inhumans versus Foes, and I asked them if I could sit down and watch it, watch them play a little bit, and then they added me to the Discord, and then rest is history, baby.
Now
I
look at
was
you.
I was in. I was in.
So now, if I can ask you a question,
Sure.
again, another one. What made you go, I want to do miniature game? Because you hadn't done it before. And obviously, there's a lot of options for hobbies, right? Is there something
Mm-hmm.
particular that drew you to miniature gaming that you have like past experience in it? I know you play D&D.
Yeah, yeah, I do play D&D, but just in general, I've always loved strategy games, and I have known people before who played Warhammer,
Mm-hmm.
and I noted a lot of our similarities and how much they loved this hobby, like the strategic side of it, and so that's basically like I knew. So something else I was hunting for was community, because like suddenly going from a small ship where everybody knows each other and we're just super tight knit, everybody's going through the same thing, and then all of a sudden I'm out in the world. I'm a newly reborn civilian. It was like kind of a shock to me. So I know that like trading card games and miniature games, they have large communities who meet really really frequently. So that's kind of what it was for me. So I knew I didn't want to get into a trading card game because I was like, I've done that before. I played a bunch of
Mm.
like Magic in high school, and I was like, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think it's a young man's game.
I've go- I've gone on and off with like dabbling in TCGs,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have a lot of trouble. Like I feel like I'm at the point now that I'm like maybe I've played a little bit of one recently that I'll keep a little bit here and there, but I like will never dive into like Magic or Pokemon or anything. Despite like I
Yeah.
kind of like some of the stuff about it, but I think some of the scene I'm not as much a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff that's norm in TCGs. If you one big one is I feel like even the best TCG players, like a lot of it's like meta and matchup stuff and like draw order.
Mm-hmm.
And like you clearly still have to be good, but like a good win rate in a TCG might be 60 to 65%, right? Like that might be good.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I don't mind. I mean, when I say I don't mind losing, I don't like losing, but I can accept losing happens. You make mistakes. I don't really try to blame dice.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm playing well and I'm not winning 80 to 90% of my games. Now, when I remember very clear, I'm playing well. If I'm playing well and I can say if I'm doing a good job, I can win 89% of my games. That's a good spot for me. I want to feel like
80 to
if
90?
I'm
Is that what
playing
you
well, I
said?
want to win. I don't want this like, oh, I drew bad and I only win 65% of the time type stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
what about TCGs kind of get me sometimes.
Yeah, there is the RNG is more punishing. I would say
Mhm.
for sure. I think the one TCG I was tempted by is Flesh and Blood. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one
I
before.
played it. That's the one
Oh,
I was talking about. I played a lot of games of Flesh and Blood online and some in person.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah,
Done in
your
person.
assessment is absolutely correct. It's the if you draw the wrong cards, or if you draw the correct cards, then your game is set. You're really good. You're really good on this game. But if you draw the wrong ones, then it can easily become a pretty
In
a
Flesh
pretty
and
rough
Blood,
time.
it did feel like it had a little bit less of like that super getting owned all the time, but
Hmm.
it's the floating meta that kind of like, there's however many heroes and there's only like four or five good at a time and it's constantly changing and you got to buy a new deck that costs hundreds of dollars and you're
Yeah,
just like, I
yeah,
don't like if it was my only game and I was chasing the meta and playing a bunch, it'd be one thing, but like a lot of TCGs, it's very difficult to like it's not like the meta for MCP doesn't change, but I
right.
feel like the fundamentals, like if you're good on something, yeah, it might not be the Inhumans or the APOC of the game, but if you've played it enough and you play even one game a week and you're a decent player, you can still keep up your skills,
Hmm.
well. I want it to be hard enough that like it's not easy to play, right? I don't want it to be like anybody can just come in and go 5-0 at an event, but at the
Yeah,
same time, I don't want to have to put in 300 games a month, like, and then my deck is obsolete, right? And so at least MCP, you're like, okay, I might need to switch a splash here or there,
right.
but
Yeah, yeah,
if I
yeah.
really like Convocation and I really put the work in, okay, I might be a little bit disadvantaged in some against some APOC and stuff, but like, it's not like I can't play it, right? Like, I still
Yeah.
have play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So yeah, there is a much greater financial like churn for trading card games, where it's like you're saying, like especially in Flesh and Blood, where their mechanic is okay. A new season has started, and now this group of cards you can no longer play them because
yeah,
of their system. So yeah, it's super weird.
but we're miniature gamers, so it's all good.
Okay, all right. So bringing it back to miniature gaming. So what I would like to the meat of this interview,
Right?
no pun
See what you
intended.
did there.
I do regret saying that out loud. Is I would like to know about the Meatmen. Right. This is a phrase that lots of different people have seen on Longshanks, right, underneath y'all's name, because y'all are pretty prolific tournament goers. It's a jersey that people have seen at big tournaments. You guys just rolling in freaking five, six, seven deep. Um, but I think very few, including to a degree myself, understand what exactly the Meatmen are, where they came from, um,
Sure. A little bit of
who are
background,
they? Yeah,
the
so
rich history.
I would love regale me in
So
some meat lore.
So essentially, like a while back, Curtis and I were always speaking about MCP on the side, and
And
then the squad goals tournament came up, right? And
could you
so we got.
just for a second, could you tell us is Curtis a local to yours, or this was only chatting through
Oh
MCP?
no, Curtis. So here's the funny part. So I played Curtis. He's Canadian. We've met each other only at tournaments. So
Hmm.
Curtis and I played in like some lunch meet, right? And I actually
Which is an online tournament for
this
people
is
who
going to
don't know.
sound really stupid, but I'm going to say it. No one else knows. Not a lot of people know this, but how I met Curtis was he played me in a lunch meet, and I went on a different Discord name and talked to him. So I have a second Discord name that no one knows about, and I talked to him,
Oh,
and I
secret
spoke to him, and I
Discord.
asked him, I was like, "How did your game go with Schmid?" And he was super nice about it. He was super nice. I beat him, by the way. I had beaten him, and he was super nice about it. And then I went to my other name later on. I was like, that was just me talking to you.
That's so slimy, Schmid. What
I
the
know,
hell?
I know. But we were in lunch meets together. We were in like central stuff. I forget how it completely started. We just started talking about MCP, and we ended up having a lot in common. As in, like, he's a little younger than I am, but he's a consultant. He's a professional.
Hmm.
Like, I just mean that, like, we had jobs that are like similar, like, taste, right? He travels more than I do, but he has like three kids. I have one. Like, we
Hmm.
were like
Hmm.
similar places in life. He came from not gaming, and we just we were in lunch meets together, and we won. He was a top Longshanks player at some point, so I think we just kind of formed, you know, just having DMs about the game, and then squad goals came up, and he could go, and Johnny we had spoken to as well, and he was and I think we were setting up a podcast at that time. I think
Oh.
because Johnny ran the lunch meets and Curtis and I did well in them and had like won some, we were going to set up like a podcast or a conversation, not like a taco or something, but like, let's do a one-off. Let's just three guys who are good at the game. Let's talk about it, right?
Hmm.
And that just led into us having a DM conversation on Discord. Squad goals came up. We said, okay, let's team up. Curtis, can you come? I think he either rejected another team or a team rejected him. I don't know. For some reason, he came to
Ooh.
us, and we needed a team name, and we said, all right, well, we're all in the lunch meet, so let's just call ourselves the Meatmen. There were some other names that floated around that weren't as appropriate.
That's awesome.
Um, and then we became the Meatmen. Then we added Ron and Nobility because we were thinking about a WTC team. That fell through. And then we kind of just added a couple guys who were playing in lunch meets a lot, who we were talking to a lot: Brady, Gurn, Dustin, and then finally Jordan, who's been my friend for a long time. Jordan I've known for like 20 years almost, for probably 15 years.
Jordan,
Gurn I've known for
can you remind me what Jordan's
slow
online name
turbo,
is? Say again.
slow turbo.
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
He's a
okay.
local to like Brady and Zach, but he was like one of the best Warhammer players when he was younger. He's traveled for Kings of War. He's kind of like a Texas version of me,
Oh,
in a sense of like gaming background. Like, he's played a lot of games, traveled a lot. I mean, I've known him for a long time.
much
So,
less modest, I assume.
oh, yeah, huh?
I said
What's up? What?
much less modest, I assume.
Oh, I don't know. He's probably, yeah. He thinks he's a big deal all the time. So, but yeah, really all the Meat Men is just like the Taco Guys or any other club. We're online. We're not local to each other.
Okay,
So it's just a group of guys who like the game, and we're a little selective. I mean, we're not like, we are selective. You can't just join it.
sure,
But
yeah,
we're
yeah.
at 9 people now, and probably where it'll be for a while.
Hmm.
But just like anyone with a club, we just wanted a club and to go to tournaments together and like sign up as a group. We just don't really have like, you know, we're just all the Discord guys,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? You see us all the time in chats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay, so speaking of the taco truck server, it does feel like the Meatmen and the taco truck server are uh, intertwined. They're like very, very related. There's some sort of connection there. So what is that connection? Where did that come from?
I think the connection is, one, the main tournaments the Meatmen go to are like the squad goals and second win, which are run by the Taco guys. But I think it's just like the place we've all collectively decided to talk, right? Because our internal server is just us, right? It's just us 9 guys.
Oh, okay, got it.
Um,
Yeah.
like, we don't have a community. The thing of us is like a team,
Right.
right? Like, we're like 9 guys who are a team, and then we interact with the different community servers. Some of us in all different ones. Some of us are in yours. Some are in Danger Room. Some are in the fan server. Some are in Taco. But I feel like Taco is the one that all of us at least commonly talk about. I mean, I think the big reason is, Johnny played Guild Ball with all the Taco guys. Gurn played Guild Ball. Had met some of the Taco guys playing Guild Ball. It for me, it was between, like, I mean, it's only really the two big ones are Danger Room and Taco, right? Other than the fan server, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of more general.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think just
My
looking,
Discord, of course, very, very
yeah,
popular.
I mean, but yours wasn't around at the time, right? So it's hard to compete with the big ones,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's,
absolutely, absolutely.
it's hard, and you're doing a great job with your LFG thing, and I've told you that before.
Oh,
But
thank you, thank you.
I think it's just really a good place to talk. There's an array of skill in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good chat. Like, at the end of the day, I need an active enough thing that when I'm at work, I can distract myself, right? Like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's half of it. Um, and yeah, I think it's just culminated, and I enjoy that. I really like talking to bots, Nate. I mean, all the guys. I mean, but bots I talk to specifically probably the most outside of the taco. So it's just a natural place to congregate.
Yeah, yeah, it's really really interesting hearing all the different opinions. I enjoy the taco server as well. Just there's so many different people, and the quality of memes that you see in that server is excellent. Chef's kiss.
Oh yeah, it's always our goal, Meatmen and myself, to make a meme and get a lot of emojis.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
when
yeah.
when you hit a meme and it gets like 10 to 15 emojis, you're like, damn,
Damn, that's
I did
good.
it.
That's good stuff.
It's that Facebook likes back in the day validation that
Ooh,
you're looking
ooh,
for. They're
yep,
really
yep.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah, put that right in my veins, baby.
give me that internet karma.
Yeah, thumbs up. Give me the up votes. Okay, so Schmid, we have actually a surprise question from the community. And,
Oh,
for their privacy, I obviously won't reveal their identity. So here's the question. You
perfect.
ready? Okay, so who is your favorite Gabagool guy? And why is it Ron?
It's definitely Ron. It has to be Ron. It has to be Ron.
It really does have to be Ron. What?
Billy talks about plays APOC too much. I like them all, but Ron's a great guy. I like them all, but Ron is a very good guy. I think Ron is definitely one of the nicest meat men.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
Well, you know
like I
what?
said, I really
Actually,
enjoyed meeting all of them at Second Wind or Squad Goals. We were all at Squad Goals this year, except for Jordan at the time, but he will be next year because all the meat men, the nine of us, are gonna have three teams of three,
wow, we.
um, and yeah, Ron's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I think the actual ranking of them is Ron has a pet pig named Wilbur, who is
He
definitely the
does.
top spot, and then a very close second is Ron himself.
That's fair. I like that. I like that ordering.
Okay, all right, great. I mean, that's lovely. That's lovely. So I think now we zoom it back in to a more
Please do.
personal stuff, a more Schmid oriented questions.
Perfect.
So I have observed you, and this is coming from a fellow Discord, a habitual Discord lurker, a
Hmm.
person who is on the. I think it's fair to say to call it a social media, right? At this point, because of how big it
I say
is.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else
Okay.
would we call it?
So it's really currently my only social media. Thank goodness. Um, so as somebody who is constantly looking at Discord myself, I can very easily pick out my own kind. So when I see the things that you type in the Taco Truck Discord, I can tell by what you're typing and how you're typing it that they are all. I think they fall into two different categories. One of them is to promote and provoke conversation, like you were saying earlier, that you want to see
Hmm.
and hear, that is entertaining to you. And then the other one is a much more I would consider it a big brother attitude kind of stuff, which is that you are very small nudges and reassurances to people who are like less confident in the community, which I think is really wonderful. So my question here is, describe to me your relationship with Discord, and your kind of relationship with the broader MCP community, because not only are you a prolific member of the Taco Truck Discord, but I know, me included, there are several people who send you DM questions and have tons of different conversations with you in private messaging.
Yeah. I mean, I think just being habitually online like kind of makes me, it's a distraction from work. I like talking to people. I like provoking conversation, especially around the game. Um, I think a lot of it is almost selfish in a way. I just like talking about MCP.
Mm.
And I think that one of the best ways to have cool discussions and get things going is to just have like ask these broad questions. And a little side, when I DM people, even other good players or whoever, you know, I think acting like not acting, but like coming at it from a perspective of I'm willing to listen to what most people have to say about the game, right? I don't have to agree with it. I
Right.
don't have to I don't have to take it to heart. Like if somebody likes a model that I don't like, but it's so much easier to say, well, why do you like this model, right? Even to maybe some of those less confident people and say, hey, well, tell me why you like this, right? Tell me what your feeling is. Why do you want to play Heimdall? Why do you want to play Emma or something? And then they kind of explain it to you, and you either go, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe that'll work. Or maybe you kind of push on it a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, if you pick people's brains and you pick it in a way that says, "Hey, let me learn from you," but also have the kind of self-knowledge to be like, "Is this good information for me?" Filter out the stuff that is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I just like talking on Discord to people. I like starting shit. I gotta admit that sometimes I like poking the bear a little bit, but
It's fun.
and
It's fun in moderation. It's fun in
yeah,
moderation.
of course. And I like talking to all sorts of people in DMs about the game, how their matches went. There's a lot of people out there who can tell you that they've lost a game or won a game, and within 5 minutes, I'm like, "Tell me what happened." I'm checking the rank. I'm refreshing the thing, or I'm looking back at some result of some random obscure online event and be like, "What happened in this game?" And sometimes I probably should think back and be like, maybe I shouldn't if they lost, because I know when I lose, if somebody messages me, I'm like, now, not now. I don't want to talk about it. Um, but it's just a great way to get to know people, and I actually genuinely do like knowing more about people. Like
Yeah.
it might seem the whole dossier thing where like I ask a lot of questions and whatnot, and I'm not trying to hunt down people. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I just like to know about people. I like to know, do you have kids? What's your job?
Mm-hmm.
There are some intrusive ones that like I would love to know. I like to know people's salary. Not in and there's nothing like evil behind it,
No,
right?
no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
here to make fun of people who don't make as much. I'm not here to be like, "Oh my gosh, give me money if you make more than me." I just genuinely like there's a lot of jobs out there that I don't fully understand, and it's very curious to me to be like, what is that? What do people get paid to do this job, right?
Yeah.
And
And speaking from me personally, that natural curiosity of yours definitely comes across online. There are some times I will say that the natural curiosity there maybe aren't enough checks and balances. Like when you message a person who lost just a game that's really important to them. But yeah, like I don't think I've ever or I don't think I know anybody who would describe any of these questions as malicious or
no, I
anything like
try
that.
not to.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Try
No,
to
no,
be
no,
a
no.
nice guy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Yeah.
have some social context of people. That's the funny part. It's I have a lot of like questions I ask people, but I also observe people in discords and like listening in on games, and I'm like, man, you would not do well in like a corporate setting. Not you personally, but people I listen to. I'm like, you don't have the personal skills to do this, because you have to be a little like glad handy in dealing with like high ups and stuff in business sometimes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's funny. Curtis and I like because he's a consultant, so he really has to be on top of the game when it comes to like dealing with people. And we laugh together. And we're like, man, the personal skills in some of these MCP players aren't exactly top notch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that happens in all games and all walks of life. There's times I was a naughty guy at work and I was an asshole. Not an asshole. I was a nuisance at work when I was younger.
Mm.
I was a huge troll even at work. So you guys think like what I act like online is just like some Discord gamer thing? No, I was a pest sometimes at work. Not like in a malicious again mean way, but
Right. Yeah.
the
Just in a young
the
man's
meme
way.
like talking. I used to have like a group where when I used to work when I was younger, where like a group of the analysts when we were young, 4 or 5 of us would like invite higher level people to lunch with us, and we would ask them questions. Like
Right.
we interview people for lunch. Like, you want to come eat lunch with us? And so, for all the grilling I do in the taco server, no pun intended on meat, but
Right. Right. Right.
I did that in real life too. So I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
And it's I think because I also love asking people about themselves and asking people about their life, and it's such a beneficial that kind of curiosity about other folks. It's so beneficial because when you have because people love talking about themselves. That's like it's the subject in which every person is the absolute subject matter expert of. And so people love feeling smart and clever. So they love talking about themselves. So I think it's a great quality, Schmidt. I think, but that is
I
also because I share it. So we'll
love it.
take that with a
No,
grain
there's
of
nothing
salt.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We're keeping the community going with our questions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And it's just like it's like so fun to hear to know that like oh this person's a pastor in real life or this person defends children and stuff like that. Like that's so
Yeah,
neat.
no, I like all that stuff a lot, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Knowing that there's a real person behind the pseudonym online is like really cool.
And I kind of to get real for a second. I think there's a lot of internet enemies, right? I have like some fake enemies, right?
Ooh.
Well, like listen, like
Say that.
Meatmen and like we'll say Danger Room because of the squad goals and like they won it last year, we won it this year. I guess they weren't all Danger Room guys, but like the Lucas team, right?
Mhm.
We're
Mhm.
like we're not really enemies. Like we talk shit online, but like I actually really like them and I think they're very nice people.
Mhm.
And so having that personal aspect, right? I think asking people personal questions or getting to know them, it kind of I don't want to say softens it, but you kind of realize there's a human back there, right? There's times where younger me and sometimes older me was like a troll, right, online and been like really like did not like somebody, and then like you meet them and you're like they're just a person. Like we're all like
Mhm.
why are we being so? It's one thing to be a troll and be like goofy and like making fun of messing with people. It's another to actually like super dislike people. So sometimes people ask me like, do you really dislike the Grip It and Rip It, right, the other team from Squad Goals? And I was like, no, we just need somebody to talk shit to because or else it's not fun to go to the tournament if no one thinks they can win. But
Right. Yeah.
if I go meet Sooner and DeLuca and all them in person, I'm of course super nice and I enjoy talking to them. So um, I do want to make that clear. Like I think people actually do think I hate people, and
Mhm.
I'm like I
Mhm.
really don't hate people in this community. I just shit talk some more than others.
Yeah, I think it's that's good to say out loud too because I haven't heard that there's like animosity between you and other groups or whatever, but I have heard from people that you guys just rolling up in 9 jerseys can be quite intimidating, and there are some negative feelings about like a whole group of y'all coming to the same tournament.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's like
Oh cool.
sentiments from sources that will not be named, sentiments that y'all are there to like suck all the fun out because y'all are so good and y'all are definitely gonna win or whatever. But like these are all obviously passing thoughts. There's like nobody puts
Yeah,
a whole bunch of like
I think
actual emotion
I
into
think
them.
it's funny because, and not this is not just defending a meat man or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually find that some of the best players are some of the best sports too. Like people
Mm.
think that because you're good at the game, you're gonna be like a horrible sport, suck all the fun, take every edge you can get. But Curtis Curtis hates losing. Hates like if he loses, I hear about it for a while,
Oh
and the end.
goodness.
Well, not like super bad, but he doesn't like losing.
Right, right, right.
But he is super nice at the
Yes.
table. He will like he's not gonna let you take back every single thing, but he's not like a hard ass. Like he works with you. You know what I mean? Like so when you hear stories about like, oh my gosh, he's so good, he's gonna take the fun out of it. Most of the top players are pretty fun to play. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
pretty helpful to the point of like not they're gonna hold your hand on everything, but if you forget a reroll, they're gonna be like, hey, remember you got a reroll there. Remember King
Mm-hmm.
T gets a power. Like to there's levels of it, but I think they're less intimidating than people think. There are some few bad apples, of course, all
Mm-hmm.
around, but I think that if you almost want to say what tier of player is like maybe the most hostile. I think it's the people who think they're better than they are, like the tier 2 players that are pretty good, but like maybe not as good as they want to be, and they have to be a little bit more jerks about things. Um, Anyway, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We try not to intimidate. I mean, we try to be a fun bunch, but I do think because we all like go to a lot of the same online events, it can be a little bit like, oh shit, there's a lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we all
Mm-hmm.
play in the lunch meets, but that's because that's how we started, right? We started essentially as a group of guys who played in the lunch meets a lot every time they were up. And so we're like, hey, we're always playing in these lunch meets. We're online all the time. Let's start a chat so we can at least like, test against each other and stuff like that. I mean, it's not that deep of a like secret society, but it's kind of become it's become more than it was just because of like calling ourselves the Meatmen and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the fact that you guys have won, you know, individually you've won a whole bunch of different very high profile competitions. I think that's where the notoriety comes from, and I think some of the hostility is too negative a word, but there is intimidation. Probably intimidation is the correct word. I think some of the intimidation probably comes from that exclusivity that you were talking about earlier.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that. I also think that, kind of like we talk about grip it and rip it. One thing about squad goals that I love is when teams think they can win it in a good
Mm-hmm.
way. I think having confidence is good, right? So when a team comes in and be like, "We're just here to have fun. We can't win anything," that kind of is like a downer to me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think I mean, I do think that at squad goals we are one of the best teams, but I think that like having the confidence and being like, hell yeah, I'm the best, right?
Yeah.
Even if like I can say I'm one of the best, and I lose games. I just lost 2 games this week, right? To freaking Kingpin, and you still got to keep the confidence
They
a
were
little
both.
bit.
They were both the kingpin.
I don't want to talk about.
All right. All right.
Yeah, things I don't want to talk about. Kingpin,
Yeah, okay, got it.
the one thing on the list.
Yeah, so this is actually something I've had to correct in myself because over the past year, my how good I am at the game has risen dramatically. Like I would say at the beginning of this year, I was still quite novice at the game, but I've really been grinding some numbers. I've gotten much
Yeah,
better,
no.
and so the days of me being um, overly modest with my capability they need to, I think, come to an end because I've had situations where I would play down my skill level, and somebody who I just beat would hear it, and it would like hurt their feelings a little bit because they're like, well, Nasse thinks he sucks, and that guy just
Yeah, no
whooped
one
my
wants to hear
ass.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's overall, it's just much better. It's much healthier to be honest with yourself about how good you are in any
Yeah,
given competition.
exactly. And
Yeah.
like, if you beat somebody, you beat somebody, right? Like you've beaten Curtis, right?
I don't think
One
I've
pickup
beaten
game, maybe.
Curtis.
I don't know. I wasn't
I've beaten a
thinking.
couple of the Meatmen, but
Oh
none
yeah,
of.
yeah. That's what I mean. Is like you, like if I play you and you beat me, I would be like, damn. But you've gotten a lot better, right? Like
Mhm.
I think there is stigmatism early on when people are newer, where you're like, hey, how did I lose to that guy? And then people get better and they start doing better results, and then people have to start respecting it. But you got to
Mhm.
respect yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't, if you think you're getting better and you think you can compete, all you can do is act confident enough, still be nice, and then go compete, right? Don't
Mhm.
play down. Don't be like, oh, I don't know how I did it. Be like, fuck yeah, I'm good,
The
right?
early on, I think, is the hardest time to get over that hump because the game is so cerebral. Maybe
Mhm.
this is just me talking. So I don't know how relatable this is, but early on, because you have to use so much of your brain, it really stung. Like whenever I lost, especially when I lost bad, I would get real down on myself. But like once you get over that hump and you get used to the fact that you're just starting over you're starting from ground zero in a new hobby, then you just like cut yourself some
Yeah, it's
slack.
almost, what? That's interesting because I've come from a lot of games, so like, I lost more when I started playing, but
Mm.
I still wasn't like I was good enough because I came from other games that were like skills transferred that like I still was pretty good when I started this game, but it's almost like I feel worse losing now than when I was new because I feel like even when I
Hmm.
play something new, here's the stupidest thing, and this is if I had to pick something I would fix for myself, I get so nervous to play like games, even pickup games, and because I don't want to lose, that like it prevents me from like really trying new things and getting better. Like if there was a world where Longshanks ratings didn't exist, right? I actually hate that Longshanks ratings exist to some extent because
I feel the
even
same
just
way.
the record keeping,
Yeah.
even just not even the ranking, like just the fact that I have a win loss out there bothers me. And you want to sit there and say, "Oh, internet points don't matter." I understand the ranking system. I know the math behind it. I know how you can game it. I know that not everyone's created equally, right? I get that. And still, when I was ranked number one for like the couple 2 or 3 weeks I was, once I became number one, it started affecting me more. I'm like, oh, should I not play games? And then I'm not gonna say I was glad, but I was glad enough when I lost it, just from playing my tournaments and like going 5-1, and I still lost enough rating points that I was like, "Phew, thank God. Like thank God that I'm still like in the upper echelon, but like I'm not nitpicking every game, because sometimes you lose a game in a lunch meet and you're like, who cares, right? Like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of thing, it doesn't matter.
Correct. Yeah.
But like it's still because it's recorded, because there's a rating assigned to it, because people can go look at it, it feels different. Like it hits harder. And
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
don't want it to affect me like it does. And it's really not that bad. I'm over dramatizing. I'm usually over it in like a day. Like I lost twice this week to Kingpin, and I was kind of upset about it. But now I'm like sitting here like, okay, let's go to the next game.
Mm.
But it's still there. Like, and I think you need that drive, though. You talked about how losing affected you in the beginning. I think if you don't have some drive to like losing bothers you, you're not going to get better,
Mm.
right? Like, I think there's a balance of I don't want to do this again. I don't want to lose. Let's not make the same mistakes. And being like willy nilly and saying, well, whatever, it's just a game, and then not even thinking about how to get better, right? So I think there's no
Yeah.
problem with wanting to win and being upset when you lost or really having it affect you. But I think as you like you said, as you got better, it should affect you less. It should affect you differently. It should fuel you getting better and not feel like anger at the dice. That's why when people talk about getting diced or listen, I've had games where I'm like, Jesus, it felt like I got diced, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
still like sit there and try to find little things you can improve upon. I mean, the same thing with like really good affiliations, Inhumans, APOC, right? The top ones. You still got to find ways you could have improved and given yourself better chances, right? Like sitting there and being like, I can't win this game because they're Inhumans doesn't help anybody, especially yourself. So I think I accept that there are a lot of things that like I can look back and be like, oh man, the humans are really good. Terrigenesis is really annoying. APOC is super strong. It's hard to beat. Blah 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 blah. And I can think back to some of my losses and think about, man, I could easily blame. Oh, this role was so insane. And like I don't know, they exist, but at the same time, it doesn't do me any good to like sit there and dwell on that aspect too much. And it's better just to find little things you can improve upon
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
to
th-
push
I
you
think
forward.
I think and I hope if there's like one message that people take away and they take to heart is that you just stop blaming the dice. Dice do play a part for sure. It's more than 0%, but it's more so just like you said. It has to do with your decisions and which ones you can make better.
You
And
can always find stuff. This
mm-hmm,
is this
mm-hmm,
is my least. Here's my least favorite thing when two people talk after a game when they say, "I don't think you did anything wrong," and I know it's usually because it's just being nice and it's just the aftermath of a game, but
mm-hmm,
like it doesn't do anyone good. Now I will tell people when they ask me, "Hey, do you think I could have done something better this
mm-hmm.
game?"
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell them I have a lot of trouble helping you as a person in the game because if I'm watching a game on stream, I'm constantly thinking, what would I do? What would I do? What could they do? Very specific to the moment what I'm seeing on the board.
Mm-hmm,
When I'm playing, I'm more reactive to what my opponent's doing. So if you do a move that's bad, right? or maybe you can look back and say that wasn't a really good move. I'm not I'm not thinking through your decision tree a ton. I'm thinking what you're doing and then what am I going to do off of that. Where if I'm spectating a game, I will think through your decision tree more, and I can basically what I'm saying is I can better help somebody by watching them play than playing them.
Right. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know when I don't have great advice afterwards all the time, but I'll tell you, I played enough games and thought through enough games in games that I felt like the dice were a little bit against me and not, and always find little things of like, man, I should have moved an inch farther this way. And those things add up over time. Sure, maybe the mistake I made wouldn't have won me the game, right? Maybe I still made enough. Maybe it was just to give myself a better chance. But, if you give yourself 2% better, I'm making up odds in a bunch of
Yeah.
situations.
Small incremental changes to for an overarching improvement.
Yeah, it's like that tennis thing. Have you ever heard that tennis stat
No, I have
where
no
it's
idea.
like the best tennis players win 90% of their matches, right? Something like that, some insane amount, but
Okay.
they only win like 55% of their points, right? Like so like each individual point, they only win like 55% of the time, like but volley, but they win like so much, and that's the difference, right? You'd be like shocked, like the best tennis player in the world only wins 55% of their points, but over the course of a game, over the course of a match, that leads to really high win percentages. So I kind of think about it sometimes and be like, in MCP, if you just keep making slightly better choices, right? Slightly better than it was before, it will get there over time. You can sometimes look at a dice roll and be like, this sucked. And sometimes the ones that people dwell on the most are the last turn, I need to roll one attack and do one damage to win. And you can kind of point to that and be like, man, it sucks I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of led to that moment? Could you have done something to like not have to roll those dice, right? Even if the result doesn't change, if you keep finding improvements and being better, you'll win a way higher percentage of games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the difficulty is it takes a concerted effort and it takes a certain type of mindset that is to some extent like actual work. You know what I mean? And a lot of people I think Jin told me this where a lot of newer players they get very their attitude towards the game and their reaction after a loss oftentimes uh, don't mesh well with each other. And so newer players, one of the humps that they have to get through is this a game that I do want to play just for chuckles? I want to throw some dice
Mm.
around and stuff like that, which is a totally valid way to enjoy this game. Is it just something that I want to have a beer with my buddies and play like very casually, or is it a game that I do want to win at? And those are two very different approaches to the game. And so that's I think the first step to getting better is having that sit down. You know that meme of the guy with the pointing in the mirror. You got to have one of those conversations with yourself where you're like, hey. We got to turn this
Yeah,
boat around and stop losing to Kingpin.
that's the kind of the. I mean, that's a good point because I think there's a lot of people who feel like they just want to have fun, but they want to win
Mm-hmm,
too. So
mm-hmm.
right, they're just like, I'm having fun. This is fun, and then they play somebody who's a lot better than they are, and all of a sudden it's not so fun for them, right?
Yeah,
They're like the
yeah, yeah,
big
yeah,
fish in their little pond. They get to a big tournament, and they're like, oh, this is what the big dogs do.
yeah,
And it's not even like the good players are mean or anything. They're like, oh, I thought I was good. I am not good, right? Kind of like they realize like this is not what I thought it would be. And there's nothing wrong with like, but I also think people like it's okay to want to be good at this game. I
Hmm?
want to tell people that too.
Yeah,
It is okay to want to try hard and be good at this game.
yeah.
Most good players, if you talk to them with that attitude, like it, right? I have a guy in England who talks to me, Matty.
So
If he
popular.
might not listen to this, but he's been talking about convocation for a year or so. He's gotten a lot better. He's not a top, but he's gotten a lot better. And the fact that he wants to get better, acknowledges where he's at and what he needs to do to improve, I'm more than happy to help him. But if like, but he tries to get better. But there's some people out there who are like, they just kind of want to be like, I don't care, I don't care. I'm just here to drink beer, and then they lose, and they're like, oh my gosh, then they're upset about it. I'm like, just try to win. It's okay. It's okay to try to win, guys. It's okay to
Hmm.
try to be good at this game. No one's gonna blame you. No one's gonna be like, I mean, it's not always gonna work. You might not become as good as you want to be, but I like people who want to win.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, where if I go to an event, I want to play the person who wants to win and is also a good sport, right?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
much
Hmm.
prefer that than the guy who's 5 beers deep, just rolling dice for no reason. I do. I want a good game. Like I
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
actively
Yeah.
want people who want a good game. People who just do stupid shit.
I'm just wondering
Um,
who this guy rolling up to a tournament 5 beers deep is. That's what I want to know.
I have a friend who did it in Warhammer, and
Get
there's like stories
out.
of him like randomly beating me in a tournament, and I was like, I hate this guy. I was like, I hate this because he wasn't bad at the game, but
Right.
he would just act like nonchalant, and, like super drunk, and then like do something and win. I'm like, I hate you, man. But I think it kind of Warhammer tournaments had like sportsmanship awards and stuff,
Oh, cool.
and no, they're not cool because
Oh,
it
they're not.
affected your overall score. Well,
Oh.
like imagine if you didn't win a tournament because somebody didn't like playing you, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I felt like the best sportsman always went to like the guy who lost every game, who just drank beer and was like nice. And not that they're bad people, but I felt like as myself, I thought the best opponents were always the people who wanted to win, who also did it in a very sporting manner, because I felt like that provided what I wanted, which is a tactical competitive game. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have no problem playing somebody. Here's what I tell people. If you're nice and want to like play the game right and do well, I don't really care how good you are. Like I'll still have a fun game on TTS with you. Um, so as long as people are chill and stuff, I'm good. But I like people who want to do well too. I like people who at least try.
Yeah,
Um,
I think part of it is that culturally, at least here in America, there is it's like something. It's almost embarrassing to be genuinely into something or to genuinely care about something. I think that has a part of it to do, and then
mhm.
also there is the pride aspect. If you really care about something and you fail at it, some people just like can't handle that, and so they
You
mask
know
it with 5 beers.
that no, but that's a great point, and I think that that is where maybe I'm a little, we'll say, jaded,
Mm.
or I don't have that perspective as much because I'm not bad at this game, and I want to be good, and I'm pretty good at it, and so I don't have that like, oh, I really really want to be good, but I suck. At least at MCP. I mean, there's been video games I've played that I'm like, oh, I want to be good at this, and I'm like, I absolutely cannot play this game to any
Mm.
level higher than this. But I can see how that would be like kind of hurt egos and stuff, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
try
Mm-hmm.
really hard, you go to all these events, and because there are people out there who play a lot more than I do, right? There's people who play 5 games a week, and there are still limits, right? Like at the end of the day, if you play 100, 400 games MCP, but you can't learn from it, or you're just for some reason your brain can't handle some of the complex situations. I could play 1,000 games of chess this year, and I would still suck at chess, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't study it. I don't try to get a ton better, but also I probably like just don't like I don't I mean I could probably do decently if I was like really into it, but there's people out there. I'll never be a GM, right? I'll never be a grandmaster chess player no matter what I do. It's just
Right.
too deep, too much. And I think some people also equate playing a ton to being better, right? If you just play 100 mindless games of MCP versus mediocre players and don't think about why you lost and blame dice and
Right.
stuff,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you'll never get better. Like
Right.
you'll just versus like playing twice a week, really thinking about the game. Um, and there are just people, just like in chess and just like in life with like going to school, there's just some, you just don't have it, right? There's just some people who don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I'm never going to be a professional football player. My body, I don't have it. Too big, too slow, just don't got it.
Yeah.
Even, I don't work at it like I should. I don't know. But even if I worked out as hard as I could for 10 years, I wouldn't make it to the NFL. And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
just, there's some people, it happens in games. Doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun and try your best and, try to self improve. And I'm all for it. And I think, I think people in the community, good players and the like, needs to incorporate everybody. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
there's taco Discord discussions where I roll my eyes at some of the conversations we have and some of the opinions that are out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it's necessary to have a wide, a view of it.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun to hear why people like models, and you're like, I don't know what you're smoking. There's a couple.
Yeah. There are some objectively bad ones. All right, Schmid. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I got one
Wrap it
last
up.
question for you.
I'm ready for it.
And then we're gonna call it quits. So my last question is, what are you looking forward to in the game?
I'm really just looking forward to continue playing, seeing what the updates come out like in the new Crisis. I
Mm-hmm.
think the game is in one of the best states it's been in since I started playing it.
I
The
agree. I just
whole
told this to somebody just yesterday. I think
I
this is one
know.
of the best. Yeah, yeah,
Like
okay, yeah.
if my biggest complaint is like Terragenesis and maybe APOC being slightly too good, that is probably a better state to be in than when like Thor 2 was really good or Thanos Cabal was really good or I didn't play in like the old field dressing days. So like the complaints that I have about like, oh, this seems a little too strong, it's not like I can't beat it. It's just like annoying, right? Like Shang, for how much people complain about Shang, I was like, he's a great model, and no one's
Mm-hmm.
gonna like debate that he's not probably the best four in the game. But I also don't sit here and be like, I absolutely cannot win a game with him or without him or against him. Like it's like okay, he's a little pushed. Maybe he should get some tweaks, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to see what they do on that front to see how they maybe tweak the game a little bit. But
Yeah.
also just the new Crisis. I'm not one. I hate spoilers. I don't care. I wish they didn't tell us anything about new models until 2 weeks before. I don't like
Mm.
living in the future that much, as much as that.
Have
Um,
you gotten a chance to play the ones that they
no,
showed at
I
Ministrav?
refuse. I refuse.
You refuse? What do you
I
mean?
will not play things that aren't released. I have no interest in it.
Oh.
So,
Oh, wait, so
like,
are those crisis not legal in
oh, the
competitions?
Crisis are. Sorry, are you talking Crisis?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
played
yeah.
them yet. Sorry, I think you're
Oh,
talking about
okay.
like Rescue and stuff because they did release those whole models.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay, okay.
no, the Crisis are actually legal. They're like tournament legal, like today. So they
Oh, okay, okay.
are. I have played. I haven't played with them yet, but I've seen them in games. I refuse to play. Sorry, with unreleased models.
Ah, I see, I see, I
Like
see.
if somebody wanted to play a game and use Rescue, even though her card is released, I'm just not interested right now
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, even though I don't have a large tournament till probably squad goals in May, pending, I still like to play like for the meta that it is now. I don't
Mm-hmm,
really
mm-hmm.
like to continually because when Rescue comes out with the rest of the stuff, like it's going to be different, right? Like
Yeah.
you'll get everything together, and
It's gonna
so
be
and
a
you might have your
completely
prices
different
by
game.
then. So like Rescue played in today's world is like useless to me,
Right.
other than to see the model a little bit. But I have no interest in that.
Right, 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 right,
But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm just excited to keep playing and talking to the community. I mean, it's honestly the TTS and you guys talking and just the daily Discord is what keeps me going. And it's a great game, and I enjoy playing. And I've met some great people, who I talk to about life stuff outside of it. But it's more than just like a weekly game night for me. It's kind of like a large group of online friends I have that have a similar desire to get better and talk about the game. And
yeah.
I'm just happy to continue doing that and distract myself from work while they still pay me.
Well, I mean, that's beautiful, buddy. I think that's great. That's great motivation to do just about anything. Hanging out with nice people and having a nice community. I bring a tear to my eye. Dangle, tell you what.
Well, buddy, I do appreciate you interviewing me, and I hope that your podcast it should get off to a good start if you put my name on it. So
Shut up.
I look forward to listening to your future MCP ones.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Okay, all right, yeah. Well, thanks for coming by, Schmid. You wanna take this moment to promote anything? Oh, your
Nope.
Schmid-eos.
I have a YouTube channel if you want to hear me ramble about different things going on, but I don't really promote it. Like if you want to listen, go for it. Schmid Gaming on YouTube, but
Okay, listen.
I don't make any money off of it. It's
He-
just
Here is
it's
here
just
is the
honestly, it's just for me to collect my thoughts on the game, and sometimes I post what I say just to maybe interest other people.
here is the nice thing I will say about you for this video, which is that the very early Schmid-eos were quite rambly. I like to compare them to the arc of Tom Hanks in Castaway. Like the very beginning of it, it starts off you're just a normal citizen existing in the world, and then at the further along the video got, it was more and more talking to Wilson.
Love
but
it.
but as you've done more of them, the information that you're talking out loud, and I got to assume this is making these videos much more worthwhile for you. But the information that you're saying in these most recent ones, which I have enjoyed, uh, are much more succinct and much more. You get to the point. You don't ramble, and then when you're done talking about whatever it is that you came there to talk about, you just end the video, and it's great. There's no preamble.
Perfect.
There's no mucking about. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Schmidt.
I appreciate it. We just get into it.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
buddy. Let's do it. Let's end this high note. Look forward to releasing it, and we're gonna play soon again, so it's all good.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. Please, I'll make sure to put Schmid's YouTube channel in the description somewhere. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever I put this on, or something, whatever. And y'all have a beautiful day. Okay, bye bye.